And now we say hello to our next guest. He is arguably the greatest featherweight champion of all time. He has the stats and resume to back it up. It's been a while since we spoke to Alexander the Great. He was there in Abu Dhabi on Saturday. Obviously, he's the one we want to talk to on this Monday after what transpired Saturday night. He's kind enough to join us, I believe, back home in Australia. Is he back home? Yes?
Yes, back home.
Well,
how are you?
It's great to talk to you, Alex. It's been a while. I don't know if you've missed me as much as I've missed you, but I really have missed you.
Yeah, but actually, I thought that just before when I woke up, when I knew we were doing this, I'm like, man, it's been a while since we last chat.
Yes. So thank you so much for doing this, especially early over there in Australia. And so let's get into it. You were there in Abu Dhabi, and I have to give you credit, Alex, right off the bat. I love the way you handled Fight Week. No one does this better than you. You make your presence felt. Videos of you going up, letting everyone know I'm here, shaking hands with Ilia, shaking hands with Max. That felt very deliberate, like letting them know, hey, much love, much respect, but I'm here, I am next, I'm waiting. Was that done on purpose on your part?
Yeah, of course it was. I've been told I was next, but I want to go over there and make sure of that, and let everyone know at the same time. I wanted to be respectful with it. So actually, how that happened, I guess I'll give you a bit of the inside.
Please.
I end up just letting the boys know, Hunter and Dana. I'm just like, oh, let us get. I really want to get in the cage, and then they're like, okay, let us just let Dana do his thing first, like do the belt, and we'll see what's happening from there. So when he come out, I think he was a little unsure. Look, his family was in there, which I totally understand, right? Like he's like, look, man, I don't know, I want to give him his moment. His family's in there, I don't want nothing to happen, and I just have to sort of tell Dana, go, look, I've been good with his family. He's got a beautiful family. I've actually been talking to him all week. I've even been hugging him, and I've been real cool with them. I go, look, nothing's going to happen. I'm going to go there, congratulate him, and just let everyone know I'm next. And then Dana's like, all right, no worries. So so it was good to have Dana and Hunter let that happen. Obviously, they don't usually like people getting in there. They've made that pretty they've been pretty vocal about that. But as they said, they don't really like saying no to some people. I've done plenty for them, and they've been great to me as well. So that's why I just wanted to go in there. I know this game can be crazy. You think you're next, and sometimes you just don't know. So I'm just like, hey, I want to go over there and make sure I'm next. So I just went in there and was able to get in there, shake hands with him, congratulate him on an impressive performance, and just let the world know that I'm next. I'm ready and keen to get in there.
Do you recall what he said to you, or even more what you said to him?
To Ilia?
Yeah, in that moment, what you guys were saying to each other.
Just congratulated him. Congratulate him, and well, he said most of it on the mic anyway. Just saying, obviously great champion. I definitely deserve the rematch, and I just before he said that, I'm just like, we'll make that happen. Just sort of wanted to be like, congratulations. Just we'll make sure, just sort of let him acknowledge we're next, which he already did on the mic, and he was good. And then obviously just shook hands. And all respect, I know a lot of people, you're going to be unsure with how things are. Look, this is a business. Everyone knows how this game works. He does say some things, but he's a respectful kid.
No one knows those two fighters better than you. What were you thinking going into the fight as far as how it was going to play out, and then your reaction when you saw it actually play out? Was that different?
Yeah, look, we all know Ilia is good. I was picking Max. I thought Max would win. I was like, I think he's going to make it hard for Ilia, and even if he lands on Max, I feel like Max. Let's see if that invincible chin holds up. You know what I mean? But I knew Ilia can crack, so I knew that was still going to be always a chance that he gets the finish. I'm surprised within the third. Max showed Ilia that respect and didn't really pour on the pressure because he knew I can get hit if I pour on too much pressure. So he wasn't able to really wear on that gas tank. Ilia gas tank held up and found that finish, which was impressive. So did Ilia show me anything new? Nah, that's the Ilia that I knew was always there. Anyway, he's always been good. So we always knew that he's got that punching power, and he's he's good at setting it up. So yeah, nothing surprised me in that sense. But to do what he did to Ilia, Max, that probably surprised me because I was thinking maybe that chin, because so many people have tried cracking that chin. Um, I just thought, this is going to be a test for him because he's probably going to go in the later rounds. He's going to, maybe his power might not be as effective as it always is. Let's see how he handles that. And he handled it well.
Was there any part of you from what you were seeing out of Max in terms of the success that he had with Ilia that thought, okay, this is good to know? Like, did you learn anything about what Max was doing to him?
No, I didn't. I wouldn't say I learned anything new. I didn't learn anything new. So it's sort of. If you look at my breakdown, I sort of talk about, Ilia, and I was saying even with me, like, I didn't. I've been pretty vocal with it as well. Like, I don't believe I've really fought my fight, but I was still able to land and still make Ilia miss. But the thing is with Ilia, like, he will stay. Like, he don't care. Like, he might miss. You might start landing. Especially while he's fresh, he's still just gonna. He won't be phased. You land, he'll just keep coming forward. He won't care about things not going his way. And that's sort of what I seen in there as well. Like, even though Max was having some success, so was Ilia. He didn't go off task. He just was pushing forward. He goes, I need to eventually find it, even though I haven't found the KO shot yet. I'll stay on course. I'll be wasn't doesn't yeah maybe stoic through it all. Like, you know what I mean? Not phased. He would just be. Even though I was, as I was saying, I was landing every one of my jabs. Most of my jabs were landing clean. I landed some clean shots, but trying to avoid things straight away at the same time, which I probably could have capitalized a little bit more. But he didn't care. He would just be like, "I'll eventually find it. I'll eventually find it." So that's impressive when things aren't going your way, but having that confidence to know that I'll eventually get there.
Did you have a favorite as far as who you wanted to see win? Did you think it was better for you if one guy won as opposed to the other?
Obviously, I want that rematch with Ilia. So that's something that I want more, but at the same time, I don't want to wait too long. So I was thinking with Max, do I fight him sooner? That's why I was saying that, that's why I was talking about it in a lot of the interviews. A lot of people thought who I thought would win and who I wanted to win. And it was a tricky question because I'm like, I want that rematch with Ilia. I want to get that win back. But at the same time, I don't know when he's going to fight next. If Max wins, does he do BMF? And then that means I can fight sooner, maybe for the interim, or do I fight Max in February in Sydney? Because that'd be great. But with Ilia, I don't know when that fight's going to be, to be honest. So that's why I wasn't sure. But I mean, Ilia was great in the octagon. He said I deserve that fight. Let's make that happen. I just don't know the timing of it. So we'll see what happens.
Were you surprised? I thought he was very respectful towards you, and he said, no, this is the guy. Did any of that surprise you? Were you expecting him to say otherwise?
Yeah, maybe, because it's in front of the cameras. You know what I mean? Like, maybe, but obviously he was happy. He was wrapped. His job was done. He didn't have to say too much. You know what I mean? He put on a performance. Now we could just, I'm just going to enjoy him. So he seemed like in a pretty good mood. So he didn't have to try and hype up anything for the cameras. Maybe he's in a position now. He's like, I don't need to do any of that. So yeah, I guess I was a little bit surprised. Like I said, we're good. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of people are going to see things being said, but we're cool. You know what I mean? We're all good, but you've got to hype up fights and whatnot. But yeah.
After the fight in February, you very clearly wanted to get the first crack at him. Were you ultimately upset, disappointed, annoyed that you weren't his first title defense?
I sort of knew that was going to happen, just the way things were rolling, because I made everyone aware that I wanted to have a good break. A lot of people saying I should have done that before the last one, but I did that now. I had a really, nice, long, well-needed rest. Have never had a break like that ever. It was good, but then I was like, so I was talking to the UFC then, letting them know that I want to, and then it was looking like they might fight earlier in the year. So I was like, yeah, no worries. Yeah, let them do the thing. I'm happy to wait. But then that fight just getting pushed back, push back, and then before that started happening, I'm like, man, this fight's going to be end up being sort of when I wanted to fight.
Right.
Whether that was on purpose or I don't know, but yeah. So like the UFC were, they wanted me to rest as well. So they probably think this timing was better for me anyway. I would have loved to fight around now or early next year. You know what I mean? But no later than that. That's just But again, I'm not in a position where I can just call the shots, especially make someone who just fought for his title, make him fight sooner than he wants to. But hopefully, he wants to be active and get back in there. We'll see what happens.
So, as you said, Sydney in February, obviously that would be perfect for you. He said afterwards, like, I called the shots, I'm the guy, and I want a break. So, does it sound like, based on what he has said, and it probably would have been a long shot for him to turn around in 3 months, that you've kind of forgotten about Sydney at this point and not expecting to be on that card?
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. Look, man, it's still early. Yeah, it's going to be tough, to get him over to Sydney. I always knew that. That's why I was saying maybe I'd prefer Max winning just purely for that sense. But at least I know I'm guaranteed next. We'll see where it is. Remember, Madrid or a stadium or something sounds great. Like maybe I'd fight in enemy territories. I don't think I'm an enemy anywhere in the world at the moment. I hope not anyway. But I mean, obviously he's going to have a massive crowd. I'm okay with that. I've fought enemy territories how many times? Been booed plenty of times. So it's that'll be huge. Imagine a massive event in Spain. It's just, when is it? Is that later in 2025? And I'm like waiting, like 2 years before I fight. It's I'm not getting any younger. Everyone knows that. I've got one last crack at this title, and I'm going to put everything into it. So hopefully earlier next year we can make it happen.
If it is one of those things where it's going to take a while to find a date, if they want to go to Madrid, etc., do you have a period where you're not going to wait? Does being active mean more than getting another crack, or are you waiting indefinitely until they say, okay, now it's time?
Good question. Right now, I'd say I'm waiting. Because I'm not thinking it's going to be too long, and I don't want to put other things out there. If it's going to be a crazy wait, or if there's injuries or something like that we're not aware of, and then they want to do an interim or something like that, we'll see. But yeah, I think he's pretty healthy, and we could make it happen sometime early next year.
We all remember what you said leading up to the Islam short notice fight about just getting sort of those itchy knuckles and wanting to be back in there, right? By the time this happens, let's say it's February. Let's just say it seems like a long shot, but let's just say that'll be a year between fights for you. Most likely we're talking 15, 16 months, right? Most likely.
Yeah.
14 months.
Yeah.
How are you dealing with this? Already we're at 8 months since your last fight. The prospect of 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 months, that period was 3 months when you came back to fight Islam. How is that guy going to deal with this layoff?
Yeah, it's fun because I made the choice. Like, you know what I mean? It was clear to me that I was having a break, that I was having a rest. That was clear to me. I didn't feel like, I didn't have I don't have a belt that I feel like, responsibility that I need to defend. I need to be, you know what I mean? Right now, I don't have the belt. My next fight is for the belt. So it's clear to me what's next and how it is. You get what I mean? So, and it was clear that I wanted the rest. So that was fine. I really enjoyed the break, which a lot of people, I don't know if they can understand what I'm saying there, because I'm like, wait, you couldn't handle that. But that was different circumstances where I was still the champ and I was expecting the fight soon. I wanted to still stay active. So yeah, that was just, I felt like, I still had a job to do as a champion. Again, it's a responsibility where now I don't have that responsibility, but, and I knew that, I knew I wanted that break. Now I'm starting to be like, all right, I want to get in there. But at the same time, it's still clear that it's not too early next year. So I'm not, I'm not yeah, it got quite more uncomfortable for me last time, which was just weird. I think, you got to remember I had a newborn, sleepless nights, just things like that. So the pressure's on. But now we're good. Got a new farm, enjoying myself, enjoying the time off a lot. You know what I mean? It's especially because I haven't had a fight locked in. It's been quite, almost hard to get to training. Like, because I'm like, oh, I want to be on the farm and, do all this. I've been enjoying it a lot. I've obviously been training, but I haven't been doing the full schedule, which has been good. It's been good to not do a full schedule. If I did a full schedule this whole time, mate, I'd be worn out. I'll be almost over it. So I'm glad that I haven't done that, especially knowing that it's still going to be a few months away. But after being there last Saturday or a couple of days ago, now I'm like, all right, let's get in there. Let's get back into it. Let's start picking up that training and get back to where we were.
Did you move to a farm?
Yeah, I got a farm.
Wow, with animals and stuff?
Yeah.
What kind of animals?
16 or 17 cows. Actually, we've had 5 calves in the last few weeks.
Wow, and is this in Sydney?
Yeah, we're just south of Sydney, yes, near where I live. So mate, it's beautiful. It feels like I'm in the middle of nowhere, but I'm still close to everything. I'm only like 20, 25 minutes from the gym, 20 minutes from the girls' school, and everything we need just around the corner. So it's cool.
Was this a dream for you? Like, did you always want to live on a farm?
Yeah, I've always loved the bush. Always loved the bush. I used to do a lot of camping, a lot of hunting with my dad and a brother and family and stuff like that. So it's something that I've always wanted to do, mate. I would remember just driving past. Every time I drive past, like from out west, well, that's what we call the country. If I'm in the country and I'm seeing farms and that beautiful lush green land, I would always get this like, oh man, like this feel like I don't get that when I go past oceans and beaches. Don't get me wrong, they're great. I love a sea view and things like that, but it's not the same as when I'm out in the country. So I'm lucky enough where my veranda, I can see the lake, I can see the ocean, I've got a whole escarpment and farmland, so I'm pretty lucky. I got the best of both worlds, and I'm obviously blessed to be in a position where I could finally buy somewhere so close to home, because it's not cheap. It's not cheap around here, let me tell you that. But it's sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
Yeah, that's it. So it was like it took me time, to want to be able to spend money on myself. I don't usually like doing that. It's not myself, actually. It's for the family. Obviously, the big part of why we moved is for the kids as well. But I don't, I've always been about investments and, looking after us for later. It's always been about that. So I'm a bit of a tight ass when it comes to money, you know what I mean? Just because, that's why I do what I do. That's why, I beat my body up. I've been beating my body up for so long, so I can look after my family forever, and I'll keep doing that. But this is the first time I was like, all right, let's splash out and sort of treat ourselves and get something that we want. So I've got my dream location, and I'm just going to put the dream house on here for the wife. If the wife wants a dream house, I've got my dream location. So we're both winning.
I love it, and congratulations to you guys on that. I also saw. Did you open up a deli as well? Or is that a joke?
No, so that was with Sportsbet. Yeah, so that was just a little activation we did for a race day. So a lot of people thought that. So I'm like, I'm glad we could make that clear. That was just activation. So they had $100,000 up for grabs that day. So all you had to do is come to Volk's Deli, sign up, and if they picked 18 people, if whoever won, whoever horse won, they got $100,000. So that was the whole thing. So yeah, it's not legit. A lot of people congratulated me. Oh, congratulations on the deli. I'm like, oh man, how do I tell everybody? Yeah.
I was excited about it. I thought maybe some Takis with the chicken wings, some steaks. You're so. I mean, the Cooking with Volk Instagram page is one of the best right now. The production quality is fantastic, and now I'm not surprised about this, because the old Man Volk stuff that you do with that's the same sports betting partner, right? Sportsbet?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, yeah.
That stuff
Yeah,
is
so we even did another.
amazing.
Yeah, they're good. They're great. So I did another Old Man Volk with them. You'll be seeing a bit more of the Old Man Volk. A
What's the
lot of it
girl's
you might see
name?
trading Volks. What's that? Sorry.
What's your rival's name?
Oh,
Beverly.
Beverly, Bev.
It's
You
fantastic.
got to
Who
watch out
comes
for
up with
Bev,
these
mate.
things? Is this you and them, or like who comes? You are so good in that role, and of course, you played the role before the Ilia fight. But those skits are absolutely amazing. It's some of the best stuff out there.
Yeah, well, the stuff with the Old Man Volk, sports bet, especially their ads, that was all their idea. They come up with that. Um, but I mean, you need a good talent to pull
Yes,
it off as well. So
yes.
they did a great job of that. Like they come up with the idea. I said I love it, and then we just smashed it out. And obviously everyone loved that. So, but I mean, we do a lot of my own skits as well. So the tradie Volk, the concreting one. I don't know if you've seen that. There's stuff like that. Like I enjoy it. I love the little acting skits and um, yeah, I don't know. It comes really comfortable for me. I even did a couple while we're over there in Abu Dhabi. A couple of media guys. I was like, pretending I had the shits with them and
I saw that.
stirring them
Yeah.
up a little bit and just having a bit of a laugh. But yeah, I love doing that sort of stuff because yeah, I find it. I wouldn't say easy, but I'm comfortable doing it all. So yeah.
It was reminiscent of I don't know if you ever saw the clip of Mirko Krokop back in the day in Pride scaring the shit out of Mauro Ranallo. He was pretending like he was really mad at Mauro, and Mauro was getting super nervous. So that clip that you're talking about with the media guys was exactly the same thing. Except I hope you know that I'm saying this with the utmost respect. You're not as scary as intimidating as prime Mirko Krokop back in the day, because that guy looked like he wanted to
It's a good
kill
point.
Mauro.
I mean, it wouldn't be. For guys like that, it wouldn't be much acting, would it?
No,
Because they can
no.
just sort of keep that normal face, say a couple of things, and you're gonna think they're mad. I'm usually pretty happy and chirpy, so I've got to go way out of character to um to do that. So that's why a lot of people are like, wait, well, is this really happening?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
going on here?
And
But yeah,
you only let it go
I'm
like a minute or
5'6"
so.
if I'm lucky, so I don't know how scared they were.
Yeah, and you only let it go like a minute or so because I don't know if you have it in you to be that mean for that long. If I'm being honest, can I ask you, Alex? Though, like again, as we acknowledged, it's been a while since we spoke. A year later, do you regret the Islam fight? Do you regret coming back so quickly after to fight Ilia?
No, no, I don't regret it. That's who I am. That's what's made me the champion I was. Yeah, a lot of people think it's just a bad idea, but I mean, if you look at it going in, that's me challenging myself. Me taking on Islam. Obviously, the timing thing was there, but the only thing I regret is, I wish I was, especially before the Islam one, I just wish I was more prepared. I wish I was training more and in a better position. But I do not regret taking them fights because, as I said, that's just who I've always been. And if I wasn't the guy that would take on them challenges and wouldn't do that, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I'd be just another guy here in Wollongong, Illawarra, that's maybe still playing rugby league and at a lower level, maybe. You know what I mean? But the fact that I am that guy that will challenge myself, that same guy that challenges himself in them moments when so much is on the line, he's still doing that in the gym. That's a guy that turns up in the gym every single day. So it's easy to look at it in hindsight and be like, oh, that was a silly decision. But that's who I am. And to be honest, people respect that. And yeah, I think a lot of people can learn from that as well. A lot of people sit there and be like, don't make silly decisions. You could probably learn both ways, but at the same time, don't be afraid to challenge yourselves. A lot of people thought I did other things that were crazy, and I did pull it off. And you know what I mean. And I put myself in a better position because of that. But again, that same guy turns up in the gym every single day, challenging himself and putting it all on the line in the gym. And I wouldn't be where I am if I wasn't that guy.
This may be a dangerous game, but do you credit what happened against Ilia to the Islam fight? Like, do you think if you just would have gone from the July fight to Ilia, do you think it's a totally different result?
That's a tricky one because Ilia can, like I've always known that the only way I lose is if I get caught. That's just how I've always, like maybe with Islam, he can take you into deep waters, and then you might be able to have the close fight like we did. There's only very, very few fighters. I don't think anyone in my division that can do that with me, to beat me in a decision, actually beat me. But I've always known everyone can get caught. So I just wish, I think me fighting so soon later, maybe I just didn't get to fight my fight. Doesn't mean he couldn't catch me. It doesn't mean I wouldn't be able to be knocked out. And I was only knocked out because of what happened with Islam. But I mean, I would have been a lot more comfortable and happy with myself if I was able to, fight my fight and, go into camp, not avoiding, contact and, being careful with things and, you know what I mean? So that, maybe you're building habits, maybe you are subconsciously losing confidence that way. You would never been able to, you wouldn't have told me this beforehand. There's no way. So a lot of people are like, your team should have said this and all that, because no one was going to tell me anything. I had it in my head that, trust me, we're good. This is, it ain't going to affect me. And a lot of people were saying that it can rock with your confidence. It can do this, it can do that. And I was sitting there laughing at them pretty much, thinking, yeah, maybe you guys, not me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And no one could have changed me. So, a lot of people are going to be hard on the team saying it was the team's fault, but let's be real. Everyone knows what I'm like. And at the end of the day, it is going to come down to what I say. Your team are going to do the best they can to tell you otherwise. But everyone knew I wanted that fight, and the team I have around me, they're going to accept the challenges that I'm willing to do and take it on.
And
there's a lot of people that were unsure about Islam the first fight,
right?
Telling me like, do we really want to do this? And I'm like, yeah. And then okay, sweet, let's go, let's get to camp, and we almost pulled that off.
What has it been like the last 8 months? The belt becomes part of your identity, being champion, and you were champion for so long. I see it behind you over there. Just being the sort of, the hunter instead of the hunted, the guy who has to go out there and we remember you going to Edmonton and doing the things. And even when you were champion, you were going, short notice in Abu Dhabi. You didn't mind. You were a backup fighter, which was absurd, to even think of a champion put #1 pound for pound. But now without any belt of any kind, has that been at all difficult?
Nah, not really. Like a lot of people, like, how is it like being there fight week and all that? And I was just sort of a fan, but that had a job to do at the same time. I think there was one moment that I was doing. I think I was doing TNT Sports. I was doing the weigh-in show,
Mm-hmm.
and then it popped up, and I had Ilia wearing the belt with Max there, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're fighting for the belt that I had for so long, Like it was just like that. But it's, for me, it's I'm all good with it. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that. But watching Ilia go out there and take Max out, and knowing that I'm fighting him next, I'm back in a position where I felt like I was the hunter, even though I was getting, I was hunted, like, and everyone was chasing me. I always felt like I was chasing the contenders at the same time. But it is different now. Right now, I feel like, all right, we've got some work to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm sort of in a position now where I feel like this kid's good. We can't mess about. We've got work to do. And you know what I mean? And I'm going to look at it that way, and I'm going to keep that there. I'm going to try and remember what my last fight. Remember his fight. Give him that respect. And you know what I mean? Like sort of how I was with Islam and some of the other guys. Well, Max the first few times. Max all 3 times. Give him that respect. Where it's like, we need to prepare. We need to go all in on this. So I'm back in that position, which is going to be good. So I feel like we'll be seeing that same hungry Volk that we've seen for many years.
I'll let you go in a moment, but I'm just wondering, because we were debating this earlier, and I think your opinion on this would be fascinating. Male fighter of the year, Alex Pereira or Ilia Topuria? Some say that those 2 fights are 2 of the best in recent UFC history, but what Alex did, incredible, 3 fights, short notice, all that. Who would Volk vote for?
I mean, a few things can't come into play, right? When you're saving cards. Put it this way, if it wasn't Pereira saving cards and putting his belt on the line while he's saving cards, it would be clearly Ilia. You've had 3 defenses, but the 2 that Ilia took out, man, that's and finishing us both. It's hard to say. It's hard to pick against Ilia, to be honest. And I thought it was like before the weekend. I was like, how does
Yes.
Pereira not get it right? It was like pretty clear. But then you go out there and have 2 massive wins like that. While I was champion, you know what I mean? While I was a defending champion, and then Max, while he was still on a tear, like, you know what I mean? That's pretty impressive, man. You know what I mean? I think that takes over. It's tough for me to say because I was saying probably different last week. I was thinking it couldn't be beat, but now if you think about it, you think of the guys that Ilia beat. I don't know. What do you think? What's everyone saying?
Oh man, we did this whole thing where honestly, like a week ago, if we would have talked 3 days ago, I would have said, "There's no way." Alex Pereira saved UFC 300. They had no main event, and he knocks out Jamal Hill, the former champ. Then he saves 303 on 10 days' notice. He was in Australia on a like seminar tour. Conor breaks his toe. He jumps in there and saves the day, and then knocks out Yuri Prochazka, and then takes another fight on relatively short notice against a super tough Khalil Rountree and stops him. 3 stoppages, saves their butt, 3 wins, all that stuff and more in a span of time from April to October, 6 months. But then you look at the level of competition. You and Max, 2 of the 3 greatest featherweight champions of all time, right? With Jose Aldo, you can argue 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, whatever it is. Like legends in their prime, not past their prime, in their prime. After the run that Max was on, obviously the run that you were on at featherweight, 2 wins like that in the span of 8 months. It's really a fascinating debate because the 2 wins are greater than the 3 in terms of quality of opponent, but that's 3 versus 2, and then it's short notice and all the stuff you had to deal with. I said anyone is crazy if they give it to Ilia or Max leading up to 308, and then I saw what Ilia did to Max, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's a strong case to be made here.
Yeah, I think there's a few. Yeah, the fact that Pereira was saving cards and doing things on such short notice and putting his title on the line to save the day on such short notice. I did that right. I was chasing someone's belt. Pereira did that, putting his belt on the line. So that's impressive. But then you look at Ilia, like who he's beaten. I mean, sometimes it's going to have to come down to level of competition as well. And myself and Max, it's impressive, man.
Yeah. By the way,
very impressive.
After the fight, Conor McGregor said, "Call me." Is there any concern that he gets this fight before you?
Nah. I mean, if he wanted it, he's not getting down to featherweight. You know what I mean? Like by the time that happens, that'll be 2 years if he was going to get down to featherweight. But I reckon he's probably, it's Conor McGregor. If he's told him like, I'll make feather, I'm fighting Ilia next. Me going in there doing the face off on the weekend probably doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But yeah, like that'll be a long time waiting. So and it ain't gonna happen. I don't know what he meant with the call me, but whether they do that at a different division, you know what I mean. But I don't even know why
Fair enough.
I think we all know that's not happening anytime soon anyway.
And could I ask you? Ilia says he wants to submit Islam. How do you think he would do if he went up to 55 and fought Islam?
Yeah, the submission, obviously, that I don't see that happen. Can he knock Islam out?
Yeah,
of course. He could knock anyone out in them 2 divisions. Like I said, he's like I've always said that, and it's going to be the same for Islam. The only way I see these guys losing myself is getting caught, and who can catch these guys? There's guys like Ilia. You know what I mean? It's the guys like Ilia that can do that. So I mean, he could go out there and land, but I mean I think that's his only chance. Going out there and actually beating Islam or even submitting him and controlling him, I just think that isn't I think very, very unlikely. But I definitely can catch him. and I think Ilia can catch anyone in them two divisions. So you can never count Ilia out in them fights, but they are going to be tough fights, especially for you. If he can't knock them out, if he's not knocking them out, they're tough fights for him. Obviously, very tough fights.
So it's Ilia versus Volk 2. Can't wait for it. It's the fight that should be made. He's rocking up with Sergio Ramos. You seem to be happy to see Sergio Ramos. What a legend he is. Who's Volk rocking? Like who's going to be your celeb +1? Is it Jamal Murray? Is he that guy, or are we going bigger than Jamal? I love Jamal, fellow Canadian. He's the man. He's incredible. But like I feel like you need a guy.
That's my guy, mate.
That's your guy. Is he going to rock up with you?
Yeah, he already has. You know what I mean? Like, look, man, I'll be with my team. You know what I mean? If other people are going to be there, cool. Zach walked out with me last time. That doesn't seem like bigger than that bloke.
That's right. That's true.
So, but I mean, you know, it's people that I know and I get along with. You know, I get along with Zach. I consider him a friend, and same as Jamal. You know what I mean? So they're the guys. Mate, put it this way: if Ramos and all that's there, like, you know, I don't care if he's walking out of Ilia. I'm still shaking that guy's hand. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate everybody, whether they're rooting for me or not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hold any grudges. You know what I mean? He can be cheering for Ilia. I'm still shaking the man's hand. You know.
Amen. And much respect to you. That's why so many people respect and love you as well. Delighted that you're getting it. Hopefully we get it sooner rather than later. Maybe first half of the year. That would be ideal, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
That would
definitely. It's not ideal last half part of the year. That's for sure.
Yeah. So
if that's the case, maybe we are talking about something else. But
oh gosh,
we'll see what happens.
So good luck with all of that, and great to see you out there, and you continue to crush it. Again, shout out to your whole team. The cooking with Volk stuff. I mean, I see the way you're cooking that meat. It's troublesome. If I'm being, everyone's going to get sick. It's a big problem. I just want to let you.
And your well done meats, man.
It kills me. I mean, look at this. You and Jamal out there with the meat. It kills me. I love you both, but I just don't know what you're thinking doing all of this. But it's fantastic.
My burgers are more well done, mate. My little smash burgers. There you go. You might enjoy that.
I saw that one. Burger? You were in the country. I saw that. You were somewhere. You were camping or something, right?
That's my farm.
Oh, that's where you were.
My farm.
You were actually out at your. I saw you out there. I was like, look at this guy. There's mosquitoes all over you and stuff, and you're just enjoying a smash burger.
I had a bug. I had a bug on the brick. I don't know if you've seen the bug on the brick.
Yes, it was disgusting.
Smashing the burger with.
What about the fact that you were smashing a burger with a brick? The first thing I thought of, that can't be sanitary, Volk. I mean, where did you get that brick?
That's all right. I had that next to the fire for a while, so it killed all the germs. Don't worry.
It did look the burger looked fantastic. I will give you that. It's all great stuff, and it's great to catch up with you again. Appreciate you doing this. All the best to you, and hopefully we get that fight sooner rather than later. It's great to see you in good spirits. Yes, please.
If I'm cooking you something, what am I cooking you? What do you like? Because I refuse to do a well done steak for you.
No,
so it's going to have to be something else. What are we cooking?
Does it have to be meat? Does it have to be meat?
No.
It could be anything.
Well, yeah, as long as it's not too complicated. I'm not that good of a chef, but
I like it. I like it. I'm a big fan of Italian food. Like pizzas.
Oh, yeah. Italian?
That's easy, though, right, for you?
I can do Italian.
Sushi?
I can do. I just did a sushi. I just did it on my YouTube. I had help with that, but like I said, we can make anything.
I would love it.
You know what I mean? If I need a hand, the beauty of editing. You know what I mean? Well, it'll look like I did it anyway.
One of my favorite segments was when you were here and you did it for us with the air. Remember that with the air fryer and everything? It was fantastic. It blew my mind. I never even heard of Takis. I thought they were an Australian delicacy.
Yeah, well, there you go. Even so, like, you know how I do the crumb with the packets of chips.
Yeah.
Like one of my biggest videos that I did, would have got like 14 or maybe more plus million views. Was the chips. I think I did a Dorito chicken burger. So it was like Dorito crumbed chicken burger, and that went nuts. See, and I did that first on your show. Everyone's jumping on that. I'm seeing everyone do that now. I'm seeing everyone do the crumbing their chicken with chips. I don't know, but did I see that? I don't think I've seen that anywhere. I'm claiming that.
You claim that. You claim. Will you open a restaurant? I feel like you could at this point.
I could. I mean, I don't have the time to be there. I mean, but I could definitely, open one up, do something like that. Yeah, for sure. we've got our eye on a few things anyway, so stay tuned.
Okay, I love it. You're a man of many talents, and also the engaged stuff looks fantastic as well. So everything's hitting right now.
Wearing the hat right now.
Yeah, look at that. Shout out to Ash and the team. Well done, Alex. Appreciate it very much. All the best to you, and thank you for coming on as always.
No worries. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, there he is. Alexander the Great, Volkanovski. Great to catch up with him. Been a while. Thanks for watching this video. Hey, before you go, do me a favor. Hit that sub button. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the little bell thingy as well. Leave us a nice comment or two. We appreciate you all very much.